the most likely areas to be affected by a heavy snowfall event Thursday night into Friday morning is Wales, parts of the Midlands, the West Midlands especially. And here I think we could probably use the B word for blizzard.
Are you playing host to a house full of children who should be at school but are not because the Christmas holiday has been extended by a snow day? An Arctic blast has forced hundreds of schools to stay shut in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. And snow and ice is causing transport problems across roads, the train network and also some of our airports as well. And more snow is forecast to come later on this week. The meteorologist John Hammond is here. John, good morning.
Morning, Rosie.
Can you explain this Arctic blast that we're in the middle of?
Well, yes. I mean, it's not that unusual to get a northerly blast of wind in the middle of winter and so far across the UK, although some places have seen substantial amounts of snow, as you've said. Others haven't seen a flake yet. That might well change as we head towards the end of the week. I'll talk more of that in a moment. But currently, temperatures are, well, typically around about -5, but in some places, in fact, here, where I am in Buckinghamshire, it's -9 at the bottom of my hill. And up and down the UK, yeah, a severe frost. Ice is widespread. Warnings are widespread. If you open your app or go online to check out the warnings, there is a plethora of weather warnings up and down the UK. In terms of what's falling out of the sky, Rosie, right now, it is mostly snow, and it is mostly yet again across the north of Scotland, where you've had feet of snow. And there's an amber warning in force from the Met Office here. Further heavy snow to come across the north of Scotland through today, just to compound the issues up there. Subtle changes, though, Rosie, through today. We're going to start to see the winds backing away from the north and starting to come in from the west. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to turn a whole lot warmer, but it will be a little bit less cold as we progress through today, particularly across western parts of the country. So for Northern Ireland, actually, there's rain pushing in, maybe snow up over the high ground, but mostly rain for Northern Ireland. And some of the showers that push into Wales and Western England will maybe start off with snow, but turn back to rain through the day, except at higher elevations. So a bit of a messy mix later on today with rain, sleet and snow beginning to push west to east across Northern Ireland, England and Wales. All the while, the north of Scotland, Rosie, sees further heavy snow. So in the next 24 hours or so, north of Scotland stays locked in ice. But for the rest of us, a little bit of a thaw. If you've got lying snow later on today, some of that will melt across England and Wales and into tomorrow as well. But there is a big but later on this week, because we are expecting a vicious little area of low pressure which hasn't even formed yet. All the computer models are pretty consistent on this now. That we're going to see a deep area of low pressure spinning up during the course of Thursday, and that's going to push into the cold air still resident across the country. And there are signs now of a significant snow event, if we can call it that, through Thursday and into Friday. Now, exactly where that's going to occur is still open to some question, but the computer models are converging on the idea that if you live across parts of the West Country, but more likely Wales, the Midlands, possibly the northwestern home counties, you could well see quite a lot of snow later on Thursday and into Friday morning. Now, it's going to be wet, sticky stuff, Rosie, the sort of stuff that clings to power lines. That's not a good thing.
OK, and when you say quite a lot of snow, how many centimetres, let's say, are we talking?
Well, some of the computer output at the moment is suggesting quite widely 10 to 20 centimetres of snow across Wales, parts of the Midlands, Thursday night into Friday morning. That's snow drifting around and clinging to those power lines. Now, because the air won't be just as cold as it is currently, I think if you're south of the Thames, the M4 corridor, the Thames Valley, it's more likely to be rain. And for London and the far southeast, at this stage, I'd say more likely to be rain. Of course, rain causes issues in and of itself, and there's going to be a deluge across this part of the country. But exactly where that rain-snow boundary is, I can't tell you definitively right now, but I can say that the most likely areas to be affected by a heavy snowfall event Thursday night into Friday morning is Wales, parts of the Midlands, the West Midlands especially, and here I think we could probably use the B word for blizzard through Thursday night, with potentially heavy driving snow, which will be drifting around. So that's one to watch for sure. I know if you go online now, it says no warnings at all for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those warnings will be updated later on today. So you'll start to see snow warnings in force for Thursday and into Friday across those areas I mentioned.
And what does that warning actually mean? That snow's coming or treacherous conditions associated with it?
It'll be a heads up at this stage. I mean, the best forecast in the world can't see the whites of the eyes of this particular event this far off, but we are gaining confidence. It'll be a warning of anticipated disruption from snow. I think initially it'll be a yellow warning, but I think as we get into Wednesday tomorrow, that could well go amber.
And remind us of the difference between yellow and amber.
Yeah, a yellow warning is a sort of common garden. There's some snow around, a few centimeters, 2 or 3 centimeters of snow. It could cause you some minor aggravation, some disruption. Just allow a little bit of extra time for your journeys. That's the sort of terminology that would be thrown out in a yellow warning. Amber, though, we're talking about widespread disruption. We're talking about power outages, and we're probably talking about some dislocation and some isolation from some communities. Some isolated communities could be snowed in. That's the sort of level of an amber warning. And I think, given the computer model output, I think this one could well go amber. So I must stress again, at the risk of repeating myself, if you are living or expected to be in the likes of Wales, particularly East Wales, the Midlands, particularly the West Midlands, and maybe down across the Cotswolds, that sort of area, I think at the moment, that's the most prone area for quite a significant snow event late on Thursday and into Friday morning.
John, thank you very much. John Hammond, the meteorologist, giving us, what we can expect and the B word, the blizzard, to come in the next few days.
Kate's ready for the cold. Imagine if she lived in Aberdeen. That's the question. We think Aberdeen might be the coldest place currently in the country. John Hammond is a freelance journalist there. We could speak to him now. Morning, John.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
It's a great pleasure. Do you have a hot water bottle up your jumper?
No, we're a bit more used to it up here, I think. But I do have a couple of extra pairs of socks on this morning.
How cold is it there? Because I can see out your window. It looks there's a few inches of snow there. How nippy is it out there?
Well, overnight temperatures have usually been around -2 or -3. So the problem has been that with the snow showers, the snow hasn't actually been melting overnight. So it's pretty much been many days of this. As you can see, it's actually snowing a little bit again at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's caused quite a lot of disruption, obviously. I'm supposed to be flying to London tomorrow, so we'll wait and see.
Presumably you guys must be able to cope with this. I'm always amazed that winter surprises so many people in this country. Presumably in Aberdeen, you're ready for a bit of cold weather.
Well, we're no strangers to it. I think this, though, cold spell has probably been the worst I've seen since the Beast from the East, you might remember. Yeah. I think that was about 2018. We've been stuck inside pretty much for the past 4 or 5 days. So we had to go and visit some relatives recently who haven't been that well. And yeah, we had to dig the car out several times whenever we wanted to park. It is very cold. I think the snow is going to sort of become more like rain over
miserable
the next couple of days. So fingers crossed that it'll start to shift a bit, because like I say, there's been a lot of disruption on the roads particularly, and the railways and airports too.
Just before you go, are you in any way a frolicker? Because if I saw some thick snow, I'd want to go and frolic in it. My children want to frolic in it, because we don't get it down here at all. My daughter's 7, she's never seen snow properly. Do you still feel a little bit of your heart leap a little when you see the snow falling?
Yeah, I mean it's very festive. I do enjoy building a snowman. I'm a fan of that. Sometimes the snowball, if you've got your pals about.
Good man. I'm glad
That's what we wanted to
it's
hear.
not worn you down, John. Good luck. Keep yourself warm.
Okay, thank you very much. Take care now.
That's John Hammond there, freelance journalist in Aberdeen, with a couple of pairs of socks on to match Kate McCann's hot water bottle up the jumper approach.